Cheers everyone, thanks for joining me for another beer review. This one, we are going back to Tiny Rebel and it's part of their Return to Ale series. Now the Golden Ale I reviewed, that was alright. The ESB was more like a porter, stout, black IPA even. But in this one, we are taking a look at their cream stout. And it's coming in at 4.1%, 440ml can. And as I've said before, £11.20 for the 4 cans. I think it works out about £2.85 a can. Now, I do like the artwork. Tiny Rebel do have very good branding, to be honest. Their beers can be hit and miss. But hopefully, this one, for starters, is maybe going to taste like a stout. But hopefully it's going to be quite a nice stout. Now, we got Guinness at 4.1%. The Brewdog have bought the Black Heart out, 4.1%. And shock horror, their cream stout is 4.1%. Are they trying to jump on the bandwagon? It seems that every brewery is at the moment. So, let's stop chatting shit, get it in the old Tiny Rebel glass, and see what we get with it. So, it was out all day, but it did go back in the fridge for about half an hour. I will give you some of the spiel off the can. It did say tilt the can or well, pour the beer, tilt the glass 45 degrees, which I think we sort of done that. Looks quite decent. There's still a little bit left in the can. Yeah, step 1, grab your favourite Tiny Rebel glass, hold the glass and can at 45-degree angle, tilt the can so the stouty goodness starts to flow. Allow to settle for a few seconds, savour the flavour. The malts are Maris Otter, hops are Fuggles, and the yeast is Tiny Rebel house yeast. Beer in a glass. There we go. Now that looks jet black. For me, there's definitely light just bleeding through the bottom. It's almost, shall we say, Mackeson's colour. There also looks like there's a little bit at the side. It looks black on the screen. It is very dark, but I'm not convinced it's jet black. We've got about a finger and a half of tan, sort of pretty sort of foamy head. Not seeing many bubbles go up, so let's stop waffling. Dive in with the old nostrils and see if this one smells like a stout or a lager. Oh yeah. The funny thing is, coffee, roasty, malty. The funny thing is, it doesn't smell an awful lot different to a certain extent from the bitter. Maybe a bit more stouty, really. But yeah, that smells really nice. Chocolate in there as well. Chocolate, roasty, malty coffee. Smells really nice. So, let's get the rest in there. Like that, and we'll give Tiny Rebel's cream stout 4.1% a taste. Cheers. Cool. Smoky. Ash. 4.1% is very light, it's got to be said. Alright, yeah, granted, it's only 4.1%. And I guess Black Heart, Guinness, you get the nitro ones or the draft cans, they're going to feel a little bit heavier, thicker, because they've got that big, thick, creamy head. Now, this has a nice creamy head, but the beer still feels quite light, but that's going to make it drinkable. Carbonation spot on. It's smooth. It's got quite a nice mouthfeel. It is easy drinking. It's quite punchy on flavour as well, to be fair. Yeah, nice mouthfeel, soft, smooth. On the taste, for me, I get a massive sort of smoky taste in this. This is almost like a smoked beer. Now, like I said with the bitter, or we'll go back to that in a minute. Let's do all the tasting. almost straight away, really, it's more smokiness. That's sort of almost the first thing that you get, and it sort of lingers. You do get the maltiness in the background. You get that roasted malts. You get that, the coffee thing is there, but it's more like coffee bitterness rather than sort of coffee, I'm going to say. You do get a little sweet edge, which I think will be the chocolate. Maybe the creaminess. I'm not sure. Is there lactose in this? Is there? Yes, there's lactose in this. So that's maybe giving it that chocolate creamy. Maybe they're using chocolate malts with the lactose, and it's given that chocolate creaminess, if you like. Maybe sort of gives it a bit of a vanilla feel as well. But it's very much smoky, barbecue, ash-like, if you want. It's a nice beer. It's a nice beer. But what I'm finding with these beers from Tiny Rebel, and I'm going to go back to it, 4.1% quickly. Yeah. Yeah, there's no sign of any alcohol in there. But what I'm going to say is they've done this Return to Ale series. And the Golden Ale was nice enough, but just felt a little bit different from a Golden Ale, traditional sort of Golden Ale, if you like. Pardon me. The ESB was nothing like an extra special bitter, personally. And the cream stout, yeah, you get the creaminess, you get the chocolate thing. But for me, it's more smoky, more ash-like, which isn't, to me isn't I don't know. To me, I'm expecting traditional without maybe all the fancy side of the craft thing. Maybe they're just, this is their take on it, and they're putting a craft twist in it. But yeah, I mean, if you're picking these beers up, you expect them to be, for me anyway, I'm expecting them to be very much old school, in the old school style, but done by Tiny Rebel. But they seem to have this, it's like they're still sticking with that craft sort of thing. But saying that, like I say, the ESB was a lovely beer anyway. Still enjoyable. Wasn't a bitter. This is a stout, but it's more like a smoky stout. Yes, you get the creaminess in there. It's a very nice beer. There's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong. Apart from it being a little bit light in body, but 4.1%, we'll let it off with that one. But yeah, it's not full-on cream stout for me, but it's a nice enough beer. So Tiny Rebel's cream stout, would I drink it again? I'd drink it again. It's not disgusting. Is it what I really expected? Probably a little bit more than what I expected in some ways, and not as much in another way. But if you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to end it now because the good lady's just walked in the door. No doubt she'll put her head around the corner and say hi. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.